Great, because nothing says respectful tribute like Lucy barging in with the nurse's ball announcement. How perfect! Seriously, what a disaster! They had the chance to give Monica a beautiful, heartfelt dedication, but instead, they ruined it by throwing in that unnecessary interruption. The whole episode was a mess, so disappointing. Let's talk about Monica for a second. The poor character has been sick and locked away in her room for what feels like forever. After Leslie Charlison's passing, they should have given her the respect she deserved, a real goodbye, where other characters could mourn and reflect on her life. Instead, they served us this half-hearted attempt at a tribute. It's honestly insulting to both the character and the fans who have been watching for years. This was not what we deserved. And then, as if it wasn't already a disaster, we get Lucy running in with the nurse's ball announcement. Because nothing says appropriate timing like that, right? The writers completely derailed what should have been a somber and meaningful moment for Monica. The whole thing was just so wrong. Honestly, for an anniversary show, it was a total letdown. They could have done so much more with old photos or footage of the iconic moments that built the show. Instead, it felt like something hastily thrown together without any real thought or care. I've been watching forever, and this was just sad. And don't even get me started on how tacky it was to have Lucy and Sidwell barge in. Why couldn't they just let Monica have a moment? A simple montage of her over the years, with Gio playing his violin and Ned strumming his guitar. How perfect would that have been? But nope, we get the chaos instead. On top of that, Elizabeth and Rick were in a major car crash the day before, and there was nothing about it. Not a single mention, not a single question about how they're doing. It's like it never even happened. Bad planning all around. I just hope there's more to Monica's tribute. Because honestly, this was terrible. They spend way too much time on that absurd Lucky and Sidwell gin rummy storyline. Instead of wasting time on that, why not pull some old footage from the vault and make a real tribute? I'm holding out hope they'll make it right. This pathetic little fake wall and 5x7 picture of Monica is not going to cut it. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Wow, what a strange episode for the middle of the week. Where was Elizabeth? Oh, right, she's in a car accident. No Lucas, no TJ either. Felix could have made a guest appearance, but nope. And then we had the whole Lucy and Sidwell nonsense. What a bizarre choice. Considering this was supposed to be an anniversary show, I was honestly expecting more. Where were the flashbacks, especially to the original cast members? Come on, this was the perfect time to throw in some nostalgia. I don't usually defend the writers, but seriously, these complaints about Leslie Charlison's memorial, are these people even GH fans, or are they more dedicated to something else entirely? Monica's still alive in this timeline. She just signed a cease and desist order in yesterday's episode. We're going to get the big Monica goodbye eventually, so let's all just calm down for now. And on another note, if Maurice Benard decides to retire, count me in as 100% supportive. No one but him could ever carry that role, it is him. And if that moment does come, I'm calling it now. The final scene will be Morgan leading him off screen, and then, bam, fade to black. Perfection. But Lucy? Oh, she completely ruined the memorial. I can't stand her. Never have. If that was supposed to be her tribute, then wow, it fell flat. The anniversary should have been a clip show, full of highlights and montages. But instead, we get crickets about Monday's car accident. There were so many opportunities for some great moments, like past performers or classic scenes from the show, and yet it was all wasted. Such poor planning. There were some shining moments, though. Anna and Sonny remembering Stone and Robin? Unexpected and absolutely beautiful. I loved their love story, and I wish there had been more throwbacks, like clips from the nurse's ball and Stone's performance, or that heartbreaking dance with Robin. I still remember the moment when he passed, and his ashes scattered over the bridge. That was real emotion. Well, it seems like we're about to hear all about Monica's big send-off soon. They've been talking about her non-stop lately, and the health updates. Yeah, we're definitely getting close. Let's just hope the tribute is worthy of the actress. I mean, she deserves something beautiful, right? And now we're starting to say our goodbyes to Monica. But hey, maybe he, whoever that is, will step in for Sunday, unless he decides to leave the show. Fingers crossed that the operation goes well, and we get him back to General Hospital soon. The place would feel a little empty without him, wouldn't it? But seriously, why is everyone freaking out about Lucy and Sidwell? Like, people need to chill. Sonny's a killer, has been donating to the hospital for years, and no one bats an eye. But Sidwell? Oh no, that's where the line is drawn. I don't get it. Sidwell's basically a mini Sonny. No charges, just a mob boss wannabe. So why's everyone so bent out of shape over him? Makes zero sense to me. Why on earth is General Hospital resurrecting the Ava or Kristina drama? Seriously, it's time to move on. I don't get why they're acting like this is still a major issue. It was an accident. Ava barely brushed Kristina's arm. Kristina freaked out, tripped over a bag, and fell out a window. And yet here we are, rehashing this like it's some grand tragedy. Kristina really needs to let this go. It's starting to feel forced at this point. Plus, I'm not a fan of how they've completely changed her character since the recast. She used to be fiery, layered, and honestly pretty likable. Now, she's just bitter and kind of annoying. I miss the old Kristina. You know, the one who had real chemistry with Ethan. Yes, I'm still bitter they wasted that pairing. That could have been such a great couple. And don't even get me started on the whole age difference drama back then. It wasn't even that big of a deal. Am I the only one who's frustrated with this? It's starting to feel like a rerun of that ridiculous time when AJ accidentally grabbed Carly's wrist on the stairs. She fell and lost the baby. I mean, AJ probably still thinks he pushed her, but at least Carly tried to shoot him only once and then moved on with her life without completely spiraling into madness. But hey, I get it. It's easier to blame someone else than face the fact that you might have caused a miscarriage yourself. And sure, putting personal feelings aside, accepting something like that can't be easy. But I'm honestly curious how much longer this storyline can go before Kristina completely loses it and does something even more reckless. Or maybe the writers will force her to confront it in a moment of vulnerability. Who knows? There's definitely more to come. Vent session from a longtime GH fan. Okay, so I've been watching General Hospital for years, over 40 at this point, but lately, some stuff just isn't hitting the mark, and it's driving me up the wall. I'm honestly starting to question my loyalty here, and I'm not talking about the fun kind of I love to hate it frustration. This is the wait, is this for real kind of irritation. First off, am I really supposed to get behind the idea that the Qs, a wealthy corporate family, stole land from a land conservancy, and somehow I'm supposed to cheer them on as they bully their way into keeping it? We're talking about nonprofit organizations that exist to protect the environment, and they're stealing land like it's some kind of fun hobby. And let's be real here, I have family in mausoleums, and I'm sure they're not rolling in their graves, but if it turned out their final resting place was stolen property, I'd move them in a heartbeat, no question. Also, call me naive, but does anyone actually believe that a corporate dynasty like the Qs would ever cut off a family member who was also a senator? No matter how messed up they were personally, I mean, come on, this family has a history of inside family drama, but cutting off Drew for their bottom line. Not happening. They'd want him on board. This is the same family that's done everything from cheating on each other to plotting who knows what. They're not just going to discard him when he can help them pull the political strings. I love Tracy, I really do. But honestly, lately they've taken her from strong, savvy matriarch to full-on caricature mode with the self-righteous cackling. She's practically twirling her villainous mustache at this point. She's an amazing actress, though, and I wish the writers would let her go deeper again. She's so much more than just this one-note, over-the-top character we're getting now. Now, Sasha and Jason, can we talk about that mess? I've seen people say this before, but I just have to ask, why didn't she just admit it was a one-night stand? Why, in the name of all that's logical, would you name a mob enforcer as your kid's dad? The guy is part of a criminal family, and we're supposed to believe you're keeping him out of your kid's life to protect them. Yeah, that seems like the safe choice. And Ava letting Kristina in her room again? Seriously? I mean, how many times is she going to let that disaster back into her life before she learns her lesson? It's like Groundhog Day. We all know how this ends, but apparently, Ava doesn't. What? Finally, this whole obsession with Lulu and Brooklyn? What is happening here? Lulu was never this obsessed before the coma. And hello, didn't she just wake up from, 4 years of being in a coma? How about you spend a little more time with your actual children instead of getting wrapped up in this nonsense? I see what you're saying. The Cassadine inheritance situation is all over the place. The whole Nicholas is no longer the hair thing creates a mess for Ava because, yeah, she had that settlement, but with the marriage being possibly invalidated, it throws everything into question. If Ava and Nicholas weren't legally married, there's no official divorce to free up the settlement, and it's like she has to prove her claim all over again. It's basically soap opera law 101. Twist the plot just enough so characters are forced into legal battles, and then milk the drama from that. I'd also agree with about the whole Cassadine lawyers in Greece subplot. It feels like filler. Alexis being the estate trustee made sense for the character, but bringing Ava in to drag this out doesn't really add much except for more confusion. And yeah, I would have rather seen Val be more involved with Ava's accounts, especially with her being so fiery when she feels betrayed. It would have given more of that who's really behind this tension. Soap operas can get pretty wild with their logic when it comes to legal matters, but hey, it keeps us watching, right? What if it was all a dream? The worst, most bizarre coma-induced nightmare of Lulu's life. Buckle up, here's the reality. It all started with Drew. He tried to kiss Willow, but, plot twist, she wasn't into it. What the hell? You could be my dad, she snapped, recoiling in disgust. Nina witnessed the awkward disaster and immediately ghosted Drew. Of course, Drew still won the election, because that's totally what we all wanted, packed his bags, and headed off to DC. As for Scout, she chose Sam, Dante, Danny, and Rocco over him. Heartwarming, really. Then there's Sonny, who, shockingly, was actually disgusted when he found out Natalia was a bigot. He kicked her out of his life and poor Charles faster than you can say homophobia. Ava, in an unexpected moment of moral clarity, was so impressed with Sonny's newfound backbone that she had his meds switched back to normal. And as if the universe was really aligning, she even convinced Jagger to back off. Jagger, realizing his personal vendetta against Sonny was a bit, personal, stopped targeting him. Carly, being Carly, didn't see the need to boot him out of his own room, and somehow his bag never made it to Ava's room. Funny how that worked out. Kristina? Oh, she tripped. Just tripped. Nothing major. It only led to a wake-up call about her health, which of course caused her to give birth to a healthy baby. She reluctantly handed the baby over to Molly for adoption, but left town so fast it was like a jet engine on full blast. She joined Blaze on tour and made the bold declaration that she could never be around her niece, and by extension, poor Charles again. Classic Kristina. And Rick? Rick came back for Irene's baptism, realized he might as well stick around and stir up some drama with Jagger over Ava, because of course. Meanwhile, Cody and Sasha, not cousins, mind you, made their big move to Serenity to turn the place into a hybrid horse farm or B and Beano. Seriously, who needs normal when you can have that? Lulu's liver never failed. Sam never needed a transplant. It turns out, Cyrus tried to poison Lulu with Digitalis, but Dex was all over it and caught him before things got interesting. Meanwhile, Joss was off at frat parties, not training for the WSB. Oh, and in the grand scheme of things, Joss and Dex bumped into Emma at one of those said parties. Because why not? Eventually, Lulu passed away in her coma, but not before being led away by holograms of Bobby and Luke, because this whole thing was just that surreal. Lucky came back for the funeral, like you do, and even started reconnecting with Elizabeth. Oh, and there was Isaiah, a doctor friend of Lucky's, who came to town to study coma care. Lucas made an appearance too for the funeral and, just to top it all off, brought his new boyfriend. In short, the worst dream ever. We need more Trina on General Hospital. Is it just me, or has Trina barely been in any episodes lately? She's such a great character with so much potential, but GH is seriously underusing her. She pops up here and there, but it's been way too sporadic. Trina used to be one of the most exciting young characters on the show, especially during all the Esm drama and her relationship with Spencer. Now it feels like she's just faded into the background. She deserves more screen time, her own storylines, and development that's not just tied to other characters. We have a strong, smart, talented young woman right here. Use here. Anyone else missing her lately? There's so much potential, but they don't care to go there. I would love to see a storyline that's about her and her character development. Since November, her only purpose has been to develop Kai. Even her nice moment to reflect on the loss of Spencer ultimately became all about Kai. It wasn't done for Trina's character development. It was done to bring Kai up to speed about her past and give him more layers. She got one good day, and then in their next scenes, she was back to gushing about Kai or listening to people gush about Kai. I'm not feeling it. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.